students, now our next topic of chapter 5 is parallel lines. What are parallel lines? The lines that do not meet anywhere. It means the lines will keep on going but they will not meet anywhere. These are the two parallel lines here. This is line L and this is line M. These two are parallel lines here, L and M. You can see that if they are keep on going, they will not meet anywhere, and also the distance between them will always be constant, means always will be fixed. The distance will not increase or decrease. So these are parallel lines that do not meet anywhere. Now next is transversal. What is transversal? A line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points. A line that intersects two or more lines. Here two of the parallel lines are given. If I make a transversal like this, okay, I am naming it as A. So this is a line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points. Distinct point means at L it is intersecting it here and at M it is intersecting here. It means the transversal intersect the lines at distinct points. So this is called transversal. Here A is transversal. How will we write the parallel lines? Here we will write L is parallel to M. Like this we write. This is the sign for parallel. And here A is the transversal. Now students, we will learn about the different angles made by a transversal. Here I made angles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Means from 1 to 8 I made angles here, and we have to see what are these angles called and or what is the relation between these angles. So first of all is interior angles. What are interior angles? If we see in these two parallel lines L and M, the interior portion is this portion. This inside the L and M line portion is interior portion. So the angles lying in this portion are interior angles. So angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle C6 are lying in this portion. So we will say that these are interior angles. So interior angles are angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. These four are interior angles. Now exterior angles. Exterior angles are the angles which are not lying in this interior part. Means outside these two parallel lines, means this upper portion and this lower portion. So exterior angles are angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8. We will write here. Exterior angles are angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8. Okay. Now next type of angles are pair of corresponding angles. What are corresponding angles? Here angles, angle 1 and angle 5, they are corresponding angle because they are on the same part, upper part of the line. This angle 1 is on the upper part of L and this 5 is on the upper part of M, and also they are on the same side of transversal. This is the transversal A here and they are on the left side of this transversal. It means angle 1 and angle 5 are pair for the corresponding angles. So here we will write angle 1 and angle 5 are pair for corresponding angles. Similarly angle 2 and angle 6 will be the corresponding angles here, because they are also on the upper part of the line and also on the same side of the transversal, means on the right side of the transversal. Now we will talk about the lower part. This angle 4 and this angle 8, these are on the lower part of these parallel lines. It means they are also pair for corresponding angles. So I'll write here angle 4 and angle 8 are pair for corresponding angle. And now the last one pair is angle 3 and angle 7. Angle 3 and angle 7. These are also pair for corresponding angles. there are 4 pairs for corresponding angles, and these are the angles. Now pair for alternate interior angles. You know about the interior angles. The angles lying in this portion are interior angles. And what are alternate? Alternate means there is 8 inside alternate. If we are pronouncing alternate, it means 8 is coming. So if we take angle 4 and angle 6, angle 4 is like this here, and angle 6 is like this here. It means they are forming half of the 8. If we join like this, they are forming half of the 8. Okay, means they are alternate angles, and they should be in the interior part. So interior part is this portion. Okay, so angle 4 and angle 6, these are alternate interior angles. So the pair for alternate interior angle is angle 4 and angle 6. Now can you tell me the another pair for the alternate interior? Yes, angle 3 and angle 5. They are forming like this. Angle 3 is like this and angle 5 is like this. Means angle 3 is like this and angle 5 is like this. Okay, so angle 3 and angle 5 are also pair for alternate interior angles. Now pair of alternate exterior angles. Exterior means this portion, this upper portion of the parallel line L and this lower portion of this parallel line M. So angle 1, 2, 8, 7 and 8 are exterior angles. And what is alternate exterior? Alternate means this angle 1 and angle 7. They are alternate, as angle 1 is like this here and angle 7 is like this here. Angle 1 and angle 7. Angle 7 is forming like this. This is also forming half of the 8. It means angle 1 and angle 7 are alternate exterior angle. Angle 1 and angle 7. Similarly, another pair for this is angle 2 and angle 8, because 2 is like this and 8 is here like this. This is also forming part of digit 8. It means they are alternate angle, and also they are on the exterior part. It means they are alternate exterior angles. So 2 and 8 is also the pair for alternate exterior angle. Now our last type of angles are pair of interior angles on same side of transversal, or we can also call them co-interior angles. Okay, so what are the pair of interior angles? There is the term using interior angle, and also they should be on the same side of transversal. Okay, so these are the interior angles here. And for the same side of transversal, if we will talk about the left side of transversal, it means 4 and 5 are on the same side and also they are interior. So we will write one pair to be angle 4 and angle 5, because they are interior also and they are also on the same side of the transversal. Now next part is, if we see on the right side of the transversal, so angle 3 and angle 6 are here. So next part is angle 3 and angle 6, and also we can call them co-interior. And students, if we talk about in the case of parallel lines, so the corresponding angles are always equal. It means here angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding and they will be equal if the lines are parallel. Here we are seeing that L is parallel to M. So in the case of parallel line, corresponding angles are equal. So angle 1 will be equals to angle 5, angle 2 will be equals to angle 6, angle 4 will be equals to angle 8, and angle 3 will be equals to angle 7. We will write like this. Okay, our next pair was alternate interior angle. So in the case of parallel lines also alternate angles are equal. So here angle 4 will be equals to angle 6, because this is the pair for alternate interior. Angle 3 will be equals to angle 5, because this was also the pair for alternate interior. So in the case of parallel line, these type of angles will be equal. Now exterior angle will be angle 1 will be equals to angle 7, because this is the pair for alternate exterior. So these two will be equal. Also angle 2 will be equals to angle 8. Now for the co-interior angles are not equal, but their relation is that if we add them, here one pair is 4 and 5, so if we add angle 4 to angle 5, we will get 180 degree. Similarly, here another pair is angle 3 and angle 6. It means if we add angle 3 to angle 6, we will get 180 degree. It means the pair of the interior angle on the same side of transversal, if we add them, we will get 180 degree. So students, now we will start our exercise 5.2. In this, first question is state the property for these parts. We have to state the properties for these parts, that why these two angles are equal and why this pair is equals to 180 degree. If A is parallel to B, you are given that A is parallel to B and this figure is given to you, and you have to state the properties for these three parts. Now first part is angle 1 is equals to angle 5. What are angle 1 and angle 5 here? This is angle 1, this is angle 5. So we can clearly see that what type of angles are these? These are corresponding angles because they are on the upper part of the parallel line and also on the same side of transversal. It means they are corresponding angles. So what's the property here, or what type of angle is this? These are corresponding angles. Now next part is if angle 4 is equals to angle 6. So what are angle 4 and angle 6 here? This is angle 4 here and this is angle 6 here. We can clearly see that these two angles are in the interior part, okay? And what are they forming? They are forming alternate angles. As 4 is like this and 6 is like this. They are forming the part of the 8. It means they are alternate and also they are in the interior part. So what type of angles are these? These are alternate interior angles, or we can say interior alternate angle. Both are the same thing. Now next last part is if angle 4 is angle 4 plus angle 5 equals to 180 degree. What are angle 4 and angle 5 here? These two, it means they are on the same side of transversal and also they are in the interior part. So what are they? They are pair of interior angles on same side of transversal. On same side of transversal. And what is the other name for this? I told you earlier that pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal, we can also call them co-interior angles, or we can write co-interior angles, and their sum is 180 degree. Here co-interior angles are 4 and 5, so 4 plus 5 is equals to 180 degree. Okay students, now our second question is we have to identify about these angles, and this figure is given to you. Now first part is the pair of corresponding angles. What are pair of corresponding angles here? Angle 1 and angle 5, because they are on the upper part of the parallel lines. So angle 1 and angle 5 are pair for corresponding angle here. Next pair is, if we talk about angle 4, then what is its corresponding angle? Angle 7. So angle 4 and angle 7 are the corresponding pairs. Now angle 3 and angle 8, because they are on the lower part. Okay, so angle 3 and angle 8, and also they are on the same side of transversal. And angle 2 and angle 6, they are on the another side of transversal and also they are on lower part of lines. So angle 2 and angle 6. Now next part is the pair of alternate angles. What are alternate angles here? So in this we have to tell about both type of alternate angles, means the interior and exterior also. Okay, so first of all we will talk about interior. In this, these are interior angles, these four are interior angles here. Okay, and angle 3 and angle 5 are alternate interior angles 3 and 5, because they are forming part of the 8 here. So pair of alternate interior angles are angle 3 and angle 5, and the next one is angle 2 and angle 7. They are also a pair for alternate interior angle 2 and angle 7. Now we will talk about alternate exterior angles. So exterior are these two and these two, and what are the pair for alternate? This angle 4 and this angle 6. So here we will write angle 4 and angle 6 are alternate. Now another pair is angle 1 and angle 8. They are also alternate exterior angles. So they will be categorized as alternate angles. Okay, now our third part is pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal. Interior angles and on the same side of transversal. So interior angles are these four here and on the same side. It means on the left side of transversal angle 3 and angle 7 are here. So we will write one pair to be angle 3 and angle 7, and next pair is on the right side of the transversal angle 2 and angle 5. So angle 2 and angle 5 on the other side of the transversal. Okay, now fourth part is vertically opposite angles. These type of angles you have done earlier. Okay, so simply angle 1 and angle 3 will be the vertically opposite here, because we can configure this part like this. Okay, so what are vertically opposite? Like this, the cross angles. Okay, so here angle 1 and angle 3 are vertically opposites. So one pair for the vertically opposite angles are angle 1 and angle 3. Next pair is, they are angle 1 and angle 3 are like this. So angle 2 and angle 4 are like this, cross way. Okay, they are vertically opposite. So angle 2 and angle 4. Now next pair is angle 5 and angle 8. Angle 5 and angle 8. And the last is angle 7 and angle 8. Like this we include all the 8 angles and we tell about 4 of the pairs. So vertically opposite angles are these. Okay students, in your third question it is given to you that P is parallel to Q and you have to find the unknown angles. So what are unknown angles here? This is the figure given to you. Here this angle A, B, C, D, E and F. These are unknown angles here and you have to find these values. And this angle is given to be 125. Okay. So first of all what we will find the value of F, because we can see that angle 125 and angle F, these are coming on the same straight line and also they are linear pair angles. So what we will do, we will write that 125 degree plus F is equals to 180 degree, because they are linear pair angles. Okay, so how will find the value of F here? Here F will be equals to 180 degree minus 125 degree. So F comes out to be 55 degree. In the same manner we have find the value of F here. So E, what is E here? What is the relation between F and E? These both are vertically opposite here. It means E is equals to F because they are vertically opposite angles. So what is the value for E? As F is 55, so E will be the value of E is also 55 degree. Now what is the value of A here? As these two lines are parallel, P and Q, so E and A will be corresponding angles here. Similarly, 125 degree will be corresponding to angle D, and angle F will be corresponding to angle C. Like this we can tell the value of these three angles. And for B we can say that B is vertically opposite to D. It means B is also B's value is also equal to the value of D. Okay, so first of all, A is equals to E also because they are corresponding angles. So what is the value of A? Value of A will be equals to the value of E. E is 55 degree, so A will also be equals to 55 degree. Now D is corresponding to this angle. This is 125, so D is also 125 degree. D is equals to 125 degree. The reason is same, corresponding angles. Okay, now for C, C is corresponding to F, so we will write that C is equals to F, and here the reason is same, they are also corresponding angles. So what will be the value of C? C will the value of F will be the value of C. F is 55 degree, so C will also be of 55 degree. Now the last one is angle B. Angle B can be written as B is equals to angle D because they are vertically opposite angles. Here B is vertically opposite to D because they are on these two intersecting lines and they are opposite to each other. So B is equals to D, they are vertically opposite angles. So value of B will be equals to value of D. And what is the value of D here? D is equals to 125. So value of D will also be 125 degree. Like this we find the value of all the unknown angles. Here is the value of A. Sorry, we have to tell the value of B. So this is the value of B. This is A, this is B, C, D and E, F. Now students, our fourth question is we have to find the value of X if L is parallel to M. So in first part, this is line L and this is M and these two are parallel and we have to find the value of X. This is the angle X here and this is given to be 110 degree. Can we say that there is any relation between this 110 degree and X? There is no relation. So here I am taking angle 1 and we can say that this angle 1 is corresponding to 110 degree. So I'll write angle 1 is equals to 110 degree. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. Now what's the relation between angle 1 and X? We can say that these two are linear pair angles because they are on this straight line M. So we will write this angle 1 plus X is equals to 180 degree because they are linear pair angles. So value of angle 1 is 110 degree. So 110 degree plus X is equals to 180 degree and the value of X will be 180 minus 110. So value of X comes out to be 70 degree. Like this we will find the value of X for the another part. Here L is parallel to M. These two are parallel lines here and these two are transversal. This is transversal and this is transversal. We will talk about about this transversal line. Here this line L and this line M are parallel and this is transversal. It means we can say that X is corresponding to 100 degree because if we see like this, for the line M it is on the left side of transversal and for line L 100 degree is also on the left side of transversal. These both are on the same side of transversal and also these are the parallel lines. So we will say that X is equals to 100 degree because they are corresponding angles. Okay students, there is no need of this 80 degree value. Only x is equals to 100 degree because they are corresponding angles. Students, in the fifth question it is given that arms of the two angles are parallel. In this, these two angles are here A, B, C and D, E, F, and their arms are parallel to each other. It means AB is parallel to this arm DE and BC is parallel to this arm EF, and ABC is given to be 70 degree. This is angle ABC, so this is 70 degree. Now we have to find the value of DGC. So what is the angle DGC here? This is arm DG and this is GC. So we have to find this angle. This will be the angle DGC. So for that, what we will do? We can say that AB is parallel to DE as it is given. So we will write AB is parallel to DE. Okay, and if we take this side BC as its transversal, BC is transversal here, so can we say that this angle DGC is corresponding to this angle 70 degree? We can see that these two lines are parallel and this is its transversal. So these are corresponding angles because they are on the same side of the parallel lines and they are on the upper side of the transversal also. So we can say that angle DGC is equals to 70 degree. We will write here as DGC is equals to 70 degree because they are corresponding angles. Now our next part is we have to find the value of DEF. So in the figure we will see what is DEF, DEF. So this is angle DEF here. In this, BC is parallel to EF. It is already given to us. So we will write here BC is parallel to EF, and if we use this line DE as transversal, DE is transversal. Transversal. Okay, if DE is transversal, so these two are parallel lines and this is transversal, so these two are also corresponding angles because they are on the upper side of the parallel lines and also they are on the same side of transversal. It means they are corresponding angles. So we will write that angle DEF is equals to angle DGC. Angle DGC. Why? What's the reason for this? Because they are corresponding angles. So what will be the value of DEF? DEF will be equal to the value of DGC. And what is the value of DGC? 70 degree. So DEF is also of 70 degree. Okay students, now our next question is 6th. In this we have to check for the parallel lines. In this we have to check whether L is parallel to M or not. Okay, so in the first part this figure is given to us. In this L is this line and M is this line, and we have to check whether L is parallel to M or not. So this is 126 degree given to us and this angle is 44 degree. And what are these angles? As they are on the same side of transversal and they are also on the interior part, so they are they are interior angles on same side of transversal. So we will write 126 degree and 44 degree are on same side of transversal. Also what we call them? We call them co-interior angle. And what is their relation between them? If these L and M are parallel, if we take L and M to be parallel, then their sum should be 180 degree. We will check by adding them. We will add 126 degree to 44 degree. What are we getting? We are getting 170 degree. 126 plus 44 is 170, because 6 plus 4 is 10, 0 here. So 5 plus 2 is 7 and 170 degree. It means we are not getting 180 degree. So these are not the pair of parallel lines. If their sum comes out to be 180 degree, then we can say that these are parallel lines, because the sum of the co-interior angle is 180 degree, but their sum is 170 degree. It means we can say that L is not parallel to M, because the sum is not coming out to be 180 degree. Okay, now in next part, this is line L and this is line M given to us, and N is the transversal here. This is 75 degree and this is also 75 degree here. There is no relation between these two angles, so we will take here angle 1, and we can say that angle 1 is equals to 75 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. We can say that these two lines are intersecting at this point and they are opposite to each other. It means angle 1 is equals to 75 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay, now what is the relation between angle 1 and 75 degree? They are on the same side of the transversal. So angle 1 and 75 degree are on same side of transversal. So what we will do? We will check by adding them. What is the value of angle 1? 75 degree. So we will add 75 degree, as value of angle 1 is 75 degree, and plus 75 degree. What we are getting? We are getting 150 degree. It means we are not getting 180 degree. Okay, if we get their sum to be 180, then we can say that L is parallel to M. But now the sum is 150 degree, so we will say that L is not parallel to M. In this we have to check now whether L is parallel to M. So in this both part we get that L is not parallel to M here. Okay, now students, now third part of this question is, this figure is given to you and you have to tell whether L is parallel to M or not. Here 123 degrees given to you and here 57 degrees given to you. Here also we can say that there is no relation between these two angles. So I am taking this angle as 1. And here we can say that angle 1 is vertically opposite to 57 because these two are coming on these two intersecting line. This is the intersection point here and they are opposite to each other. So we will write angle 1 is equals to 57 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay, now what is the relation between angle 1 and 123 degree? They are co-interior angles, or we can say interior angles on the same side of transversal. So we will write angle 1 and 123 degree are on same side of transversal. Okay, so to check whether L is parallel to M or not, what we will do, we will check by adding these two, and if the answer comes out to be 180 degree, then we can say that L is parallel to M. So we will add angle 1 to 123 degree. Here what is angle 1? Angle 1 is 57 degree. So 57 degree plus 123 degrees equals to 180 degree. Here their sum comes out to be 180 degree. It means they are on the parallel lines L and M. So we will write that yes, L is parallel to M here. Okay, because the sum comes out to be 180 degree. Now our fourth part is this. In this line L and M, and this is the line N here. This is 98 degree angle and this is 72 degree angle. In this also what we will take this as angle 1, and we can say that angle 1 is equals to 72 degree because these two are vertically opposite to each other. So we will write angle 1 is equals to 72 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay, and what is the relation between angle 1 and 98? They are also on the same side of transversal and also in the interior part. So we will write angle 1 and 98 degree are on same side of transversal. On same side of transversal. So what will be the relation between them? If we add them, what should we get? We get 180 degree, and if we get 180 degree, then we can say that L and M are parallel. So what is the angle 1 here? 72 degree. We will add 72 to 98. What we are getting as an answer? We are getting, if we add 98 to 72, we are getting 170 degree. It means we are not getting 180 degree. So we will say that L is not parallel to M, because if the answer comes out to be 180, then we can say that they are parallel, but here L is not parallel to M. So students, by this this exercise is complete. Fifth chapter is completed. Hope you get all the questions clearly. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.